Black History Month. So, I decided to dedicate my YouTube network to illustrate Black history.
Here I come. What the hell are you doing? I ain't nowhere to board a train, you damn stupid.
Well, we might could have said nincompoop.
We ain't no nincompoop.
I decided to kick it off with a Netflix black cowboy western movie.
Special Robin.
Open it.
British actor known as Idris Abola.
Down those who trespass against him with no mercy.
Also, we'll be reviewing some slavery films showing black slaves revolting. This movie had a big production but was made for Netflix. It's all about black history. Stay tuned. This is not the first time Idris Abola's played a black cowboy. Second time in this iconic role.
I don't particularly enjoy violence. That being said, you are currently in company of extremely violent individuals. Jump, motherfucker. Ain't gonna end well for you. Really?
The harder they fall, you can watch it on Netflix. On Netflix.
You do this until dead.
You've heard of Harriet Tubman, but you've not heard of this factual black male slave who revolted against his slave owner and started a revolutionary revolt in black history. His name's been blotted out deliberately out of the history books. He caused a revolution and an unheard of black slavery revolt sparked and ignited by one black male slave who had been badly treated. Him, you could trace his lineage like Kinti Kunti in roots. His name was Imperial, similar to the designer Imperial Armani. He said his ancestors were black African royalty, and he didn't want to be beaten or lynched by a white slave owner. After seeing his son being beaten severely, laceration, bad skin lacerations, he decided to revolt against his slave master, the white slave owner. He directly engaged other slaves and caused a bad revolt. No, you can watch the movie in its entirety, YouTube, for free on YouTube. Just key in the title of the movie, Emperor 2020, the year the movie was released, in the YouTube search engine, and it's just under 2 hours in length. It is important that this tale is told as it is a factual depiction of black history, which had been used a YouTube search engine to key in the words, type in the words in Emperor Movie 2020. Watch the movie for free. Hello and welcome to Black History Month. I'm Cardiac Champagne and welcome to my network, Black History. Now, we've got movies. We start with a factual account of the first black child millionaire. It kept oil rig built on black slaves' land. Cowboy gunslickers Cowboy movies are badly unheard of, even now in the 21st century. So to have black actors playing gunslickers
25 years since 1800 and nothing.
is breathtaking and definitely worth watching.
The harder they fall is anything but your...
Real estate of the posh standard.
Knowledge about the people.
This scene is taken directly from Gulliver's Travels, movies that your imagination. Washington Black. It is a period costume drama which is no different than 80 Days Around the World, written and composed by a black female book author, brought to life by a white director, shown directly on Hallelujah and Disney Channel. This fantasy adventure is a fascinating creative story brought to life with all black cast. It reminds me of a cross between Gulliver's Travels and 80 Days Around the World, but penned by a black book author. It's unusual to have an all-black cast. It's brand new, off the press. Definitely worth watching. It's a black Canadian female book author whose parents are black African. They migrated in Canada.
I'm going to change the world.
And that's what you're going to do.
And their daughter took to screenwriting and is an established black book author in Canada. We start off Black History with a factual account of the first black child millionaire. It came from an oil rig built on black slaves' land. It's a factual account, a fact-based drama made by Netflix entitled Sarah's Oil. That's Sarah, the black gal on screen. She became a self-made millionairess by the age of 11, owning oil harvested on the land that her enslaved father left to her. There was a law in the state of Oklahoma that said any black American slave that had Native American blood in them was entitled to part land ownership. Sarah's father left the land in his daughter's name and then rented out the land to white oil companies that harvested oil on Sarah's land. This fact-based drama, unconventional story of Sarah's Oil, groundbreaking in black history and is virtually unheard of. This untold story is an essential part of black history. I've heard of Sarah's Oil years ago. I first heard of this groundbreaking slave story in 2020. So to me it's old news, but most people have not heard of it. It's like Dallas meets Dynasty, set on the backdrop of the end of the slave trade. Sarah's Oil is definitely worth watching.
Just want to make sure before I take
But she got a lot of bad unwanted attention from white men that wanted to marry her.
Sarah Rector received international attention at the age of 11 when the newspaper nicknamed her the Millionaire Negro Girl. Sarah Rector was born on March 3, 1902, in a two-room cabin near Twine, Oklahoma. Both of her parents, Joseph and Rose Rector, had Creek Indian ancestry, which entitled her and family to 160 acres of land as part of the Dawes Allotment Act, which paid reparations to anyone of Indian descent when Oklahoma became a state. But Sarah's was considered poor agricultural land and virtually useless. Desperate to pay an outstanding tax bill, Sarah's father leased her land to an oil company in 1911. In 1913, a gusher well was produced on her land, bringing in 2,500 barrels of oil a day. At just 11 years old, Sarah was raking in what would be $10,000 per day in today's dollar value. News of Sarah's wealth spread throughout the world, and she received numerous requests for loans, money gifts, and even marriage proposals. When Sarah turned 18 in 1920, she was a millionaire and owned stocks and bonds, a boarding house, a bakery, a cafe, and 2,000 acres of land.
Give us a speed!
Amistad, the factual account of a slave ship dead, the Amistad, that the black slaves revolted and killed the captain and crew members and managed to navigate the ship, but was tricked by the remaining crew and ended up back enslaved. This breathtaking factual, fact-based drama had been directed by Steven Spielberg, but there had been bad controversy surrounding the movie, as white Orthodox Jews had participated with the bad, diabolical black transatlantic slave trade. As Spielberg is Jewish, he badly lied and defended his race by saying that white Jews played no part in the slave trade. That is not true. Steven Spielberg, since directing this slavery epic, had decided to adopt 2 black children. It's a part of his own redemption.
The most important case ever come before this court. Because what
I wouldn't hold it against the director, as he's given his black son and daughter the best privilege that money can buy, and has a white Jewish director, he got more hate mail than the race hate that he had received for adopting black children. In my book, all is forgiven. I can understand why Spielberg had badly lied and denied the fact that white Jews had participated in the slave trade, as he's Orthodox Jew himself.
Brazil was the last country in the Americas to end slavery, not because the system woke up, but because the people refused to stay chained. They escaped. They rebelled. They built quilombos, free black communities in the forests, places where freedom lived before it was legal. They trained. They farmed. They fought. They danced capoeira, a weapon disguised as art. The empire tried to crush them, but resistance spread like fire. Uprisings, revolts, defiance, from Bahia to Rio. In 1888, slavery was finally abolished, but racism didn't end. Oppression didn't stop. Still, they rose. And today, their legacy lives in every rota, every rhythm, every fight for justice. Because in Brazil, freedom wasn't given. It was taken. Follow Flashback Nation, where real history fights back.
The judge is looking for a black man. George Washington Black.
change the world.
And that's what you're gonna do. My acting teachers at NYU, his name's Ron Van Loo, he described acting as controlled schizophrenia. And like, hopefully if you're lucky enough to have a long enough career, you get a chance to let out a little bit more of yourself as time goes on. So anytime people think that I'm gonna zig, I like to try to zag and just try to show and share a different aspect of my personality with each character. That's first and foremost. Secondly is, what is the story that I want to put out into the world? You know, early in my career, you get a job and you're happy to get a job and you hope to go from job to job to job. I've reached a place in my life where I get a chance to have some sort of agency in what kind of stories that I want to tell and what kind of effect I want to have on society. And this story of Black Boy Joy filled my heart with such ebullience that I was like, oh, if it does that to me, hopefully it has the same sort of effect on the viewers. So everybody step off with their own story. And boy, do I got one for you. Story about a young man and the boy he used to be.
I think with Wash, he's got...
Again, and I'm here to do my review of Washington Black.
As a there's a Black Canadian book author. She is of African descent. Of Black History Month, I thought it was important to include books written by Black book authors. Most Black book authors don't get any direct recognition. Everybody's reviewing this book, and Disney joint production has sparked great interest in this Black Canadian book author's novel. But she won an award. That's a great achievement.
This is a slave story. And
the team set in the slave trade, Barbados.
And the new master's taking over. And the new
white slave owner takes a black slave boy and his brother onto a whirlwind adventure, like Phileas Fogg's 80 Days Around the World.
So he takes...
In Britain, the first black woman to win the Turner Book Prize had to share, which was a bad insult, as white book authors get the prize for themselves. Breaking ground. You can order it directly from Amazon. Washington Black. D.E. of Gulliver's Travels, Black Edition, Black Cast.
Knowledge about the people.
This scene is taken directly from Gulliver's Travels. The starring the actor known as Ted Danson. I don't remember any black cast members being in the theatrical mini-series, but it's good as it directly challenges bad stereotypes, as the black actors have stature and sophistication. Timeline. They did not play black slaves. The black casters' black slave trade had been directly enforced, but in this, black actors are aristocrats. Say, book author, put to life by a white director. Adventure is a German white diva is giving her direct view on the creative novel. That's the UK British book cover. This Korean Chinese lad loved the book. He bought the novel. There it is. That's a bad cover. It's plain and unattractive. The British UK cover, book cover, is the best.
I give you my final thoughts.
She sounds like a person. You couldn't tell her racial background from her voice. Published in the United States, has a ghastly octopus on the front. Excited about the book and was thrilled when he read it. It opened up his imagination. First, as an adventure ride.
It's just a fun.
It's an adult novel.
I don't know what else to say, but it's
really beautifully illustrated for children and adults alike.
And I'm really
he took the words out of my mouth.
I don't say issues, but
Barbados on a slave farm called Faith. Our main 11-year-old slave boy called Washington Black. And no, he's not called Black because he is black, but because the slave owner, his name is Richard Black.
That white diva's just cleared up a major misconception. I thought his name was Washington Black on the grounds of race, but that's not the case. It's because his slave owner, the white slave master's surname was Black. Hence his direct name, Washington Black.
of other slaves with whom he's friends, especially Vic.
In the previous chapter of Around the
I'm sure that the classic tale of 80 Days Around the World had directly inspired the Black book author, Wright Washington Black. Washington Black's character is identical to Phileas Fogg, go on a whirlwind adventure.
about a young
80 Days Around the World,
used to be.
dramatic roles are usually given to white male actors like Washington. In posh, elevated roles, no different than the slave owner. This definitely challenged my preconceptions, as it directly challenges bad negative stereotypes about black people,
Odious little vermin that...
not having etiquette.
There's a horse in your house.
Black cowboys.
Oh, is she right?
Black cowboy movie with Idris Ebola. It's an exclusive for Netflix.
Have to travel to the wild, wild west to find a community full of cowboys.
When you see him riding as a rogue cowboy through the streets of Philadelphia, but that's right at the end. Slicking showdown.
Really?
Put your hand on your holster.
In the back?
Who's going to shoot who?
What you think, Big Word?
The Wild Wild West was known for the gun-slicking.
Nah, do that.
This is the Black edition.
Nah, put a bullet in his cranium.
Seems interesting.
But it is, man. Go.
We get so used to accommodating to white actors. As a black person, you don't notice that your own race is badly not represented.
Get on your horse.
Black actors need to be directly displayed and portrayed on screen in order for the white public direct attitude to change. The key's in acceptance.
Countdown from 5.
The German Empire covered up one of the most supernatural resistance movements in African history. Between 1905 and 1907, the Maji Rebellion in German East Africa wasn't just about spears against guns. The German colonial forces in East Africa thought they were fighting ghosts during the Maji Rebellion, because entire villages would vanish overnight without a trace. What they didn't know was that local communities had created the most sophisticated underground network in colonial history. The Maji wasn't just a rebellion, it was a masterclass in guerrilla warfare that modern military strategists still study today. Villages would receive coded drumbeats, warning of approaching German troops, and within hours, entire populations would disappear into hidden cave systems and underground tunnels that connected across hundreds of miles. These warriors would attack German outposts at dawn, then vanish completely into the landscape before reinforcements arrived. The Germans were so confused, they started documenting supernatural encounters in their official reports. The rebels used a sacred water called Maji that they believed would turn German bullets into water. While the spiritual element kept morale high, the real genius was in their intelligence network. Children would play near German camps, women would sell food to soldiers, and elders would sit by roads, all while gathering critical information. German officers wrote in their reports about fighting an invisible enemy that seemed to know their every move. The rebellion lasted 2 years and involved over 250,000 people across multiple ethnic groups who had never cooperated before. They turned traditional African spiritual practices into revolutionary warfare tactics. The German Empire covered up one of the most
Have to travel to the wild, wild west to find a community full of cowboys. In fact, there are generations of urban horsemen who can be seen trotting around Philadelphia right now. And the film Concrete Cowboy aims to shed light on that culture with a heartwarming tale about the bonds of family. The movie features Cole, a troubled teen from Detroit who is sent to Philadelphia to stay with the father he's never met before, Idris Elba's heart. And once he's there, he finds out that the city has an unexpected amount of equestrians, which includes his dad.
Yo! There's a horse in your house.
Deep Creek Cowboy builds upon a rich tradition of real impressive cast and crew who have developed an intensely personal connection to the story that shines through in the film.
It's said it wasn't the first time Idris Ebola played a black cowboy.
It's their culture.
It's a factual account of black male cowboys like the Lone Ranger in the state of Philadelphia. It's based on a factual, real-life account of the black cowboy. Cowboy. It's not a myth. Cowboys always portrayed as white males. It's interesting. I hope you enjoyed my edition of Black History. I thought this would be a beautiful way to kickstart off Black History Month on my YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe if you're interested in Black history. And I'll leave you with this beautiful adaptation of the black cowboy. And I'll see you in the next edition of Black History Month. Now hold your horses. There's more black movie scenes coming up. Don't sign off yet. There's more black movie scenes to come. The movie is called Concrete Cowboy and can be watched Netflix with the other black western movie. Presentation of Black History. Subscribe. The notification bell and the like button. Yeah. This is the second year I've done Black History. And
Black history facts you probably don't care about. Thomas L. Jennings, born January 1st, 1791 in New York City, was the first African American to hold a patent. Jennings became a tailor in his early 20s. He then transitioned to a dry cleaning business. While working in that industry, he developed the process of dry scouring. At that time, slaves were not allowed to hold patents, but Jennings was a free man. His patent was awarded on March 3rd, 1821. He used the profits earned from selling his invention to free the remainder of his family from slavery. He also donated money to funds that were trying to abolish slavery. Jennings died February 13th, 1856, at the age of 65. In fact,
unappreciated and backlash from the United States.
If it wasn't for Black Americans, I, as an African person, wouldn't have the opportunities that I have today.
No, I got a lot of bad hate directly from Black Americans. Me, personally, for being Black British, which I thought was stupid. But when I put it out, respectful manner, and as a Black British person and Black American from the United States, cowboy movies to educate me on Black American history, and I would stretch my hand out, that hand of friendship, to educate Black Americans on Black British history. That's my work there. I'll connect on. In the month of October is Black History Month. To get any hate or like malevolent, like the backlash, but it was a shock to my system. But it needs to be more respectful within the Black community. I just discard it, and all's forgiven, and we have to move on. So, Black History search engine. In my name, Cardiac Champagne, Black History, and you bring up all my videos. That's my work, my Black History videos, which I posted on my YouTube channel last year. Plus other Black History videos. My video vault. Last year for Black History, I did Black inventors.
There's this young gentleman out of, I believe, Atlanta, Georgia, that has figured out a way to use sunlight to create gasoline or oil for vehicles through plastic waste. Not only has he figured out a way to do this, which is incredible in itself enough, but now this same young gentleman is alleging that people are not only following him, but he knows that he's not going to live very long, but he's not going to stop the mission. This is one of the most incredible things, one of the most incredible inventions.
Got some views, but not off the radar. The black inventors. I took most of the list and present a video. Click on my name, Cardiac Champagne, drag on this video, then enter my video vault. Scroll up the screen, black history videos from last year in the vault. Go to the YouTube, changing, key in Cardiac Champagne, black history, and it will bring up all the videos in my vault, including the one.
Welcome to Black Inventions That Changed the World.
It was a shock to my system. There's, in fact, 200, if not more, black inventors.
Black inventors you've never heard of? Garrett Morgan was a remarkable inventor who created a variety of products, including a hair straightening cream, a straightening comb,
known as a
and
relaxer
belt
kit,
fastener for sewing machines. However, his most famous invention was a safety hood, which he patented in 1914. This device was designed to filter out smoke.
It started on the 100 list, and then I realised that there's more.
My name is Alexander Miles, and in 1887, I made elevators safer for everyone. Back then, elevator doors had to be opened and closed by hand. One mistake, and someone could fall to their death.
The elevator, the ice cream scoop, tips, breakthrough groundbreaking intervention was done by black people. Due to the degree of racism, nothing was accredited to the black community. And please subscribe and just watch my videos. Thank you.